Now I gotta ride or die.
There's something about pulling this Escort inside and just spending some time with it. I know it sounds really, really stupid, but like pulling it into a unit and just looking at it, there's something about that. Can't quite tell you why I like the idea of that as we do the shutter down. Now today, guys, we're gonna go through, as the roller shutter locks, we're gonna go through exactly what I'm going to be doing to the RS Turbo. I've had a fair few people ask me, so I wanted to sort of do a little bit more of a detailed video on what the actual idea of this car is, why it exists in my life, future mods, things that I'm going to change, and various other things, basic aspect of the car as well, because obviously up to this point I've only really done content on it, is picking it up, you know, taking it to a few video shoots and stuff. So there is a lot that I need to show and tell you guys about this thing, because it is, you know, a 35-year-old Escort. So there is a few things that I want to change on it. There's a few things I want to modify. So what we're going to do is start with the engine bay. A lot of people were asking for engine bay pictures and videos. Now this is pretty much as I've bought it. This isn't, you know, me cleaning up ready for a video shoot or anything like that. This is me being, again, very transparent with the cars I own. So this is what it looks like at the moment. Now lifting the bonnet up, we have the CVH engine here. A lot of chrome, a lot of bits that have been put on the engine bay. There's actually mirrors, as you can see. You know, I've driven this, so there's splatter marks all over it. There is actually mirrors underneath the engine bay. Lots of chrome and various bits that have been changed. Blue hoses everywhere. Now, the things that I want to change in this engine bay, and I will say now, I'm not too fond of the whole mirror thing up here. It's something that I may change in the future. It's one of those things. It isn't a show pony, this. It isn't something that is a concourse restoration. It isn't a car that I'm going to tuck away. I want to drive this as much as possible, but still maintain it to the highest level I can, and modify and keep it restored in a way. You know, if it needs anything, rust, repair, paint, it will get it. But I still want to drive it. That is the whole idea of this car. If I wanted a nut and bolt restored one, I would have waited, you know, years and years and tried to save up and buy one. But this is a driver, and that's why I bought it. I bought it to drive it. So changing various bits like that, not necessarily because they get, you know, water splatter marks up and stuff, but it's more down to the fact that I'm not really that sort of guy opening the engine bay and, you know, showing it off and stuff. Although I want to keep it nice, don't get me wrong. I sort of want to de-chrome everything, redo one of them, because as you can see, it's actually scraping on that. Another thing I want to remove is that, for that very reason, that it is actually, as you're driving, making a mark on the mirrored chrome at the top. A couple of other chrome things, sort of want to get rid of that, I think. Change that back to an original one. Just, I'm not too sure how far I want to de-chrome the engine bay, but I want it to be relatively standard in that sense. Now going down to the engine bay, this actually rollered a few years ago. I think it was 157 brake horsepower at 175, I think it was, foot-pound of torque. I've got lots and lots of details, you know, receipts from the 80s on this car, which is really, really cool. Tax discs as well. There's various bits of engine work that's been done over the years. So I just want to health check everything. When I've had a little bit more fun in it, it runs perfectly at the moment, but I still want to go and dyno it at the moment, you know, just get it all checked over, fuel lines checked over. If I need to update anything to 2020 technology, we can down the road, just to keep it alive, keep it drivable. That is the whole key to this car. It needs to be drivable. Now, things other than under the bonnet, I really don't want to change much in the way of the engine block itself or anything. I'm not going to forge it, not going to big turbo or anything. I think it sits, drives, performs absolutely fantastic at this sort of power. I think they're what, 125, 130, someone can let me know in the comments below, from the factory, but 150, 160 horsepower this one is. It's very, very capable. The boost lag especially, I did put a video up a few days ago and someone was like, I can't believe how much boost lag is in that car. And that isn't just this car, this is a general thing from this era, and I love that. I love that characteristic of this car. Reasons to why I bought it was the fact that you're going down the road, punch it, and it comes on boost and it's like, whoa, going down the road. It's so much fun. But again, we will do a complete POV drive on this thing. Want to do that in a couple of days. It's slightly raining at the moment in the UK, so we're not going to do that today, unfortunately. But yeah, as for stuff under the engine bay and engine block work, that's about as far as I'm going to go. Just clean it up and, you know, try and put it as much back to standard as I suppose I can. Obviously, parts for this are incredibly expensive. We'll go around the bodywork though, because another thing that I want to point out is that it has had paint. It has had, you know, bits and bobs put on it over the years. Again, this is a 30-plus-year-old Escort. The first thing that we've done, me and my mate did, was actually fix this toe and eye cover. It was sagging down and I really worried that this was going to actually fall off at one point. So there is a couple of bolts underneath here that has been put in by a previous owner. We've just put some new bolts in there, so it's absolutely perfect. That was just before the photo shoot we did on it as well. Going to keep the spotlights and everything. Going to change the number plates for some dealer plated plates. I have found the actual dealer, or what I believe to be the dealer, where this car come from in 1985. So those plates will go on the second they come. Other bits and bobs, the grille needs properly attaching here. I think the clip's gone just there, so I want to try and redo that at some point. Maybe readjusting the lights and the indicators as well. I think this has been off on and off a couple of times, so there's a couple of gaps and stuff. Wouldn't mind to get those bits properly realigned by a body shop, just to align the front, mainly for my own personal gain more than anything. It's not going to make the car perform any better, but just trying to make sure all this goes back in a straight line from a professional. That would be quite cool. Another thing to point out just down here, again, transparency is key. This here has got a crack, and there's a crack and a crack there, so going to get that repaired at some point, but again, going to still enjoy it throughout this year. Don't want this off the road in a paint shop when the sun's out and stuff. Not really worth it. Now, a really controversial thing that I was saying in one of the last videos was that I might get rid, or at least change, these 7-spoke RS wheels. I'm not saying I'm going to change them, but I do want to put the car on standard wheels at some point, so I am going to refurb them down the line, or maybe try and find another set to refurb for videos and stuff for you guys, and just to enjoy, maybe put some sticky tyres on them for the summer. But that's another thing. I do love the stance. I do love the way this car looks on these wheels, but I still want to make it my own, so I may replace them or change them. Replacing them meaning that I will take them off, put some other wheels on there, not sell them, and then put them back on when I see fit. Coming around the car, not too much other, you know, damage and bodywork stuff to do. Again, I did say in previous videos, changing the exhaust, maybe yes, maybe no. Again, leave a comment below if you think that that's something we should do. I quite like the idea of it, but again, transparency is key, so I want to make sure that we're all on the same page with this car. But yeah, exhaust is big. I like it. I want to change the mud flaps for newer ones. Already gone through that in previous videos. Rear number plate, again, want to change. Other than that, the back, rear quarters and everything is absolutely mint on this car, so won't hopefully need to do any rust repair or anything like that, because again, dreaded rust in a Ford. It's just one of those things. We'll come inside because there's a few things I do want to change in here. I want to try and find some new kick speaker cover thingies here, because they're cracked. But again, this is going to be a very, very hard thing to do because this car is so old. Stuff is very, very expensive for it, so that's just one of those things. But again, I'm going to point it out because why not? Transparency is key. Other bits like the sound system. Now this is a sound system that's been put in many years ago, and I do want to change that out for a Bluetooth stereo. And then I'm going to replace all of the speakers in the car, so the speakers down there, the speakers in the parcel shelf that have been cut in by a previous owner, and various other speakers around the car. I want to put a sub in this as well. I don't want to put a sub in the boot, no horribleness or whatever in the boot. I want to put a under seat sub in it, just so in the summer, windows down, sunroof open, we can enjoy some music in this thing. So yeah, updating those parts, very simple, very easy. Other than that, interior can pretty much stay as it is. I need to find this here, one of those. So if you've got one of those, please let me know. Hit me up, that would be fantastic. But yeah, there's not a lot I want to change on this. I don't want to destroy it. I'm not going to put stickers all over it. I have seen a few comments, who's going to destroy that and then sell it within a year? Not going to destroy it, 100%. I want to make this the nicest, moderately priced RS Turbo I can. I don't want to put all the money in the world restoring this thing back to square one and then not to drive it. I don't want to have it off the road for months and months on end getting paint done. So we will enjoy it as much as we can in its current state. Yes, we might change the wheels down the line. We might change a few bits in the engine bay. But as a reality build for the channel, nothing like the 106 that I've just sort of put wheels and painted and stuff on. It's nothing like that. It will literally be just going down the road of restoring little bits like in here and all that, taking the chrome out. So nothing too crazy, but the idea of this car was to enjoy it with you guys. You know, get you on the channel with your car, me in this, and go for a drive. That was the big idea with this car. Going down the road, we might find other little bits and bobs I want to replace, but we will show you full detail. Transparency is key again on this channel. I want to be showing you exactly what I do with this car. So if anything does go wrong, you'll know about it. If anything gets changed, you'll know about it. I will make a full video going through the car. If you've got this far, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if there's any content you want to see from this thing. I'm going to do a lot of POV, sort of enjoying this car down a country road videos. They're coming very soon once the weather clears up, because in the UK it's raining at the moment. No one needs that. And yeah, I just want to produce more content, especially with this car. You guys absolutely love it, so I'm always up for video ideas. And again, now we're sort of out of lockdown, but with social distancing, I want to open my book up to everybody on the Isle of Wight that wants to come for a drive with me. Now we will be changing the way we do reviews. I won't be going back to my original review ways, if that makes any sense. I will be changing the way everything is, but I will do a detailed video on that. But if you do have something that you want to come for a drive with me in, something exciting, or you know, young driver based, or just a cool build, please let me know. Hit me up Instagram or fydapparel.com, send me an email. But yeah, I'm going to leave you guys with the thoughts of this car, what you would do with it if it was in this current state. You just bought it, you wanted to make it your own, but you don't want to take it off the road, you don't want to destroy it with loads of stickers and paint and all this sort of stuff. What would you do? Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.